An important part of being a beach body coach, I guess, would be your story. Like you have a story that's like, you prove the product works, you are in love with how you feel, right? Like, how's your life different now? Like, when you just get through it, how's your life different now than it was? So it's amazing life transformations that we can do, and it's part of, her whole Beachbody Coach journey is all evolved around this story that she's creating, and I'm sure you have more plans with Beachbody, right? Of what you want to do with your own health transformation and helping other people. But I think that's one of the most important parts of being a Beachbody Coach, is learning to tell your story, like figuring out who you are as a person, what your purpose is, why you're doing this. Because it's not, like to build a business you have to have sales, you have to have transactions of money for product. That's how you build a business. But it's got to be based on like your purpose, your story, a deeper reason than just that. Because if you just sell a product and there's nothing really tied to it, no purpose, no real reason for doing it, it's just selling a product and maybe that person will never change their life or they don't have the support they need. So just so you guys know me, I guess I'll tell my story a little bit. Maybe some of you guys have heard it, but I know some haven't. But I love hearing stories, so I want to hear my story again. So, I started I just want to say it's awesome. My father-in-law's here. My wife Gabby's dad does something here, so he gets to be here as well. But I have 4 kids. Right now I'm 32 years old. I didn't have a huge weight loss transformation to say, but I wasn't very. I'm gonna watch out say my father-in-law's here. I've always been happily married, but I wasn't very happy with myself. There was things about myself that I wasn't proud of throughout my whole life. And I had things that I did that weren't right once in a while, and including drinking alcohol and just not taking care of my body, like taking care of who I was. And I worked at this job, and I was always a hard worker. Like I wanted to be like move up in the company I worked in. It was just a small manufacturing plant for food processing equipment in Niagara Falls. So I started sweeping floors there, moved up. Learned how to program the machines that cut the metal, and then I became like a manager of the service department. So I always worked hard. Like I always worked as hard as I could to better our life, and I wanted to do that for my kids and my wife, provide a good life for them. But it's like I was working 12 hours a day, and sometimes 15, sometimes 18. Which I don't know if it's illegal, but I worked a lot. And my wife Gabby worked at the hotel in Niagara Falls at the Hilton Garden Inn. So I went to work every day from 5 to 5, and she went to work from 3 to 11. So we had our 2 kids at that time, and they went to a neighbor's house. We paid them to watch the kids, and I would take care of them on my own while my wife Gabby was at work, and then I would put them to bed. And then back then I would drink beer and play video games. Play Call of Duty. That was my lifestyle. And I was just not healthy. I was like 100. Like I weigh 160 right now, but I weigh like 187. I was just like skinny fat, really tired all the time, and I just didn't feel good. I wasn't confident in myself, and so I had a friend, and he lives in my neighborhood. And he came over, and he was like ripped, and he got in shape. He was a football coach for the high school. And he got really in shape doing some program, and it's not Beachbody related. But I asked him like, what do I do? And I started getting interested in like doing a transformation because of this guy. And he helped me get started, and I was like, I can't go to the gym because I work at home. I work, and my kids are at home, so I can't really go to the gym. And he's like, well, you can work out at home, and this is what you can do. And he's like, well, there's a workout called P90X. You could grab that probably, and that would probably work. So that's how I started. So I did it, like 100% committed. I did it, and I went from 187 to 145 in 90 days. And I had abs. I never had abs before, and I was like, I was taking pictures in the mirror. I still do that. So I was taking pictures, and people started asking me about it. But what it really did is like, it got me away from bad habits that I had. I started to eat right. I started to feel good. And I've always struggled with self-esteem, and that's what led me to drinking and other things, because it made me more comfortable to talk to people, to get out of my comfort zone, which is not a good thing to do, to depend on things like that. But it helped me get off of that, and I was confident naturally from my transformation. So I just started sharing it, and people were inspired by it. And some people were like, I put a picture up, and then I get a comment on my Facebook that said, hey, it's been a while since I've seen one of those selfie pictures. you know, like right after I posted one. So I had people that were hating on it, making fun, and I had people that were inspired. So I was like, I created a group on Facebook, and I just started helping people. So I didn't have to bother everybody else. I did it kind of privately. And I just fell in love with helping people. And I actually went on YouTube, so you guys know. I know a lot of you guys said that you watch my YouTube videos, but I went on YouTube, and that's where I found my coach. My coach is Lindsay Matway. And so I saw she had an email address below her video, so I emailed her, and she's like, she got to know me. She set up a call, and I talked to her on the phone. And she saw I showed her my pictures, and she said this one simple thing: Scottie, would you like to be a team Beachbody coach? I think you'd be great. So she made an invite to me, which we all know how to make invites. But I was like, no, I'm not going to join your online scam thing. I did this on my own. You know, I did this on my own. I'll just help people because I'm already helping people, so I don't need to sign up for anything really. But really, I was just scared to do it. Like I was scared if it was something I could do. I had like preconceived conception. I watched her, and I started researching other coaches. You know, like the top coach, Wayne White. I'm like, whoa, that guy's way too ripped. He's got thousands of views on YouTube. Lindsay was a bikini model. Like that's why these guys are successful. You know? So I made all these excuses why I couldn't do it in my head. But really, and, you know, that's what was going on in my head. But to Lindsay, it was just like, no, it's not. You know, so I was telling her one thing, but really was thinking, I think I can't do this. So what it took was just me watching her genuinely, you know, just genuinely helping people. Like I saw people like commenting on her Facebook, like, thank you, this, and she was shouting out people, you know, giving people recognition, and I saw that, and I was like, that seems really fulfilling. It's really neat that she's doing that. She asked me again, actually, a couple months later, hey, there's no coach, there was like a time there was no coach sign-up fee. It was like free. Like, you didn't have to pay $40 or anything. She's like, hey, Scottie, free coach sign-up. You should do it now because it's possibly. And I was like, no, not for me. So I still said no. So what I want you guys to get away from this part of my story is that when people tell you no, that's okay. Like the important part is that you just make the invite, you know. Because for me, like I said no a few times to Lindsay. But the time, what I believe is that everybody has their time, like when it's right for them to build a business or go out and help people. And my time was, so you guys know my time, I'm going to tell you guys exactly numbers like financially so you kind of know what I was in. But there was two things. Success Club, you guys all raise your hand if you know what Success Club is? Yeah. So, all these coaches were going on a cruise for Success Club. This was 2011, in March. And I saw all these coaches go that I was following, and my coach was going, and they were tagging each other in pictures, and I'm sitting in my cubicle. And I'm like, holy crap, those guys are on a free cruise for doing the same thing that I'm doing for free. Like, something's not right here. You know, like, this is probably what you do. So that was one of the things, and the second thing was my third daughter, Elena, was born on March 19th, and I signed up on April 11th. So it was like 19 days or something like after, and my wife was home from work, so we lost her income and just had my income. And this is where I'll tell you guys numbers. Our mortgage payment was just over $1,500 a month. $1,500. And my job was, I brought home $1,900 and like $20 every month after taxes and insurance. So I had 2 kids, a brand new baby, so 3 kids, and that left like $300 and something left for, you know, gas, food, the doctor bills that were coming in. And so it was really like a sense of urgency, like, I know this Beachbody thing's here, and I know it works because I've seen these guys do it. I just need to get started, like, this is my thing. Like, I've been pulling back from it, trying to do, I've like sold signs, I like made signs and sold signs. I tried like making like affiliate links on Amazon to sell different, like everything but Beachbody. Like I did not want to do Beachbody. But it was like, there was a moment like, okay, it's working for these guys. They're on this cruise, I'm sitting here in a cubicle, like stressed about money, and I can't pay my bills, like how can I do this? So I actually called Lindsay and I said, hey, I'm ready to do this. Tell me what I have to do, and I'm going to do this. So, you know, she told me, I was like, how do I go on those cruises? Like, tell me what I got to do that. And she said, you got to hit Success Club every month. And she was someone that hit Success Club 10. So she told me, you got to hit Success Club 10 every month. And I don't know what Success Club was at the time. So I just went and I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. And so I hit it and I was like, okay. Once I hit it once, I was like, okay, I can do this again and again and again. So 32 months now, we've never missed Success Club 10 since we started. And like, Keyshawn, where did you go? So, you're hiding down there? You know, I had a goal. I told Lindsay, just so you guys know, kind of like when I told Lindsay, like I was already helping people, but I had a money goal. I'm not gonna lie. I told Lindsay, I said I need to make $10,000 in 1 year with Beachbody because I need my wife to not work anymore because I don't think we should only see each other on Sunday. And so she's like, Scottie, I can't promise you. This is my favorite saying. She's like, Scottie, I can't promise you $10,000, but I promise that your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you change. And so from that day, I was like, I'm going to talk to everybody. And I'm going to invite them. If they say no, that's okay. Or if they say yes and they quit, that's okay. I don't want that. But I'm going to find people, and I'm going to help as many people that want help so that I can bring my wife in. So that's the way I went at it. And I guess to really find my purpose, that was my goal to get going. Have the nerve to go talk to people and invite people. But there was a point at 8 months into my coach business, I hit Success Top 10, I was a diamond coach, and I was like, seeing that I could really do this, it was really starting to happen for me, I guess. I was believing in myself more. I wasn't doubting that I could be like Lindsay anymore because I hit goals that she hit. That's the goal of success in my So I'm like, okay, if I do this, more I can be more, I can get to where she's at if I just stay consistent at it. Well, there was a point at 8 months, and this is my favorite part of my story. We have 4 kids now. Well, there was a point when I got really sick, the man cold sick, I couldn't get out of bed, and I was dying. And so it was 3 days actually, and my wife, it was Friday, she's like, my daughter Kino was getting home from school, and my wife was like, Scottie, I think, you start to feel better if you actually get out of bed and do something. And so she's like, how about you go get Kino from the bus? And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I got dressed and I went to get her. We lived in the back of the cul-de-sac. And I was walking, and it's like I broke down in tears. The bus pulled up before I got there, and she stepped off the bus, and I broke down. I cried. Not cried like mom, but I got all choked up, and tears ran down my face. And it was a moment when I realized that if I helped enough people, if I kept doing what I was doing, that's something I can do every single day. I could go get my kids from the school bus. Not just Keenan, but Mila, Alina, and my son as well. I would never have to miss an event. Like tomorrow I want to hang out with a bunch of friends here in Salt Lake, but I'm going back to see my 2 girls sing in their performance at 2 o'clock. So at that moment, it was I realized that I would never have to ask somebody for time to be with my kids. I could control that. And then not only that, but that I realized that, holy crap, if this guy from Idaho, lives in the back of the cul-de-sac, that was shy, timid, didn't have very much self-esteem, could do this, that I knew I could find other people that I could help mentor or teach to do exactly what I was doing. And so that's when I decided that I'm never stopping this. I'm doing this, whatever it takes. And that's just really why I'm so passionate about it and love it. And it's been 32 months now, and I retired my wife at exactly a 1-year mark, and I left my job at 14 months. And we, at that time, tripled our income with my full-time job, and I left my job. And then now I've been a stay-at-home dad for a 1.5 years. So it's been awesome. So that's my story.